Give us this day our daily bread. And this petition and this request in the Lord's Prayer, as we say it, we're asking God to give us our needs, the things that we need to live, to function, clothes and house and home. Now the challenge with this is these are the kind of things I don't usually think about. There are plenty of things I pray about that I really want God to do, that I really want God to give me. But when we're saying, God, give us this day our daily bread, it's a request for needs and that God would help meet those needs. But I often don't think about a lot of the needs that are met in my daily life. I don't wake up in the morning immediately thankful that I have a house to live in, or that I have a bed, or that I have clothes to pick out in the morning, sometimes too many clothes to pick from, right? I don't think about those things. And so when we say, God, give us this day our daily bread, it's twofold. It's one, we're praying that God would give us those things, but also we're praying that God would help us realize that He's given us those things. In Psalm 145, it says, God feeds every living thing. Now, this is interesting to me because when I think about that, it kind of raises the question, like, really? Does God really feed every living thing? Because when I was hungry the other day, I didn't pray that the food would show up. It didn't drop like manna from heaven onto my plate. I called up Jets and I ordered a pizza, and the pizza got delivered to my house. What was God really involved with that? Not a sponsored post, although Jets, if you would like to offer some free pizza, I would be happy to take you up on that. And so let's take the pizza for example. That pizza, when I call up an order, does God really provide that? Does He make that? How does it end up? Wait, did Jesus make the pizza? Now, the way that it all starts is pretty simple. I go online, I look up the number for Jets. And so go into Google, type Jets, find a number, find a website. And so I go onto the website and find the pizza options. But there's even a lot involved already just to get to that point. And so in order to actually be able to call Jets, somebody had to design the website in order to find their number. Somebody had to take pictures of all the food that they put on the website so I would know exactly what kind of pizza I wanted. In order to place the phone call, I had to use my phone. And so the cell phone manufacturers had to actually design and engineer a phone. Software developers had to program the software that is run on the phone. Also, I could place a phone call. Also, it is an iPhone, and so Apple, if you want to help give any free devices or anything like that, just as a shout out, I'm good. And then when I made the call, somebody answers the phone. And so somebody on the other end at Jets had to be working at Jets in order to take my order. The person who took my order wasn't the same person who made the order. And so they passed that on to somebody else who then began to take all the ingredients, which they didn't just grow the ingredients themselves. So they had to get the dough from somewhere. They had to get the sauce from somewhere. They had to get the cheese from somewhere. And so in order for them to have what they needed to make the pizza, somebody else had to provide those things. And then after the pizza was made, because I didn't want to pay extra to have it delivered, and I got in the car, which was created by engineers and created by people who were working in a plant, putting it together, assembling it, and then driving on a road, which was sometimes taken care of by road construction workers. And then I got to the store and I could order and pay for my pizza. See, in order for all of those things to happen, there were a lot of pieces. And what it can be really easy for me to miss is that when God provides our daily bread, He does it through thousands of people working in very small and ordinary ways to give us the things we need. And so the person who took my order, they were a part of God's plan in order to provide for my family that night. When I went to work and made money that could allow me to pay for the pizza, that was a part of God providing for the needs of my family that night. When an engineer made my phone, which I eventually was able to then use to call and place an order for pizza, that was a part of God's plan in order to provide for my family. When we pray that God would give us this day our daily bread, it's yes, that God would provide for us, but also that we would realize all of the small and little ways God is doing that. So God does feed us. And He does that through all kinds of people, grocery workers and farmers and our parents who are making money to pay for the food and all the supplies that we need to actually make the food. God protects us. And so when we pray that God would meet our needs, He protects us, and He does that most often through people who provide that protection, police officers and firefighters, who are all seeking to keep us safe. We pray that God would help us learn. He can do that through our parents. He does that through our teachers. And so the challenge for us is when we go about our daily life, that we would pray that God meets our needs, but also that we would realize the ways He's doing it. And so I want to challenge you, as you learn to pray this prayer, is think about who are the people that God has placed in your life that are helping God provide for your need. Who are the people who protect you? Who are the people who are teaching you? Who are the people who are helping you grow in your faith? Who are the people who are helping make sure you are fed and clothed? And who are some of the people that help those people help you?